Callistus Ebare, where he was told by Kenneth that before he sojourned to playing for Nigeria, he was a big fan of the Super Eagles. He said it was a dream come true when he got the opportunity to wear the famous green-white jersey.
Joining me is Super Eagles defender, Chelsea of England player, even if he's on loan. We're talking of Kenneth Omeruo. Kenneth, tell us briefly, who is Kenneth Omeruo?
Kenneth Omeruo is an Igbo boy from Nigeria, from a family of 7, 4 boys and 3 girls. I'm a player of Chelsea and also a defender for the Super Eagles of Nigeria.
Why football?
Football has always been the passion for me and my brothers, growing up, and it was what's going on around. Everyone plays football, and despite being able to, go to school, it was more of what we wanted to do, and then we kept to it.
How did you start?
I started off like every other kid, playing in the area and going to school and combining both. That's why my parents tried to avoid us from concentrating more on the football area. But as a young boy, we always wanted to play, and even whenever the Super Eagles play, we always walk miles to go try to watch the game and everything. So I started off professionally from the under-17. Just like everyone came for trials, I came myself, thousands of people, and at the end of the day, I was called for the next day. Every day is a test, and it took long. It was a long trial period, and at the end I was among the players to represent the country.
You just took the question off my mind now. We're at the National Stadium, Abuja. Can you still remember that fateful day right on this pitch when Nigeria lost to Switzerland in the final of the Under-17 World Cup?
Yeah, I do. I know. I cried a lot
I came
on that
across
day.
your photograph with the big jersey.
Yeah. It was an emotional day for me, especially. I cried a lot. I knew when this stadium was built, I was among the first people that opened it as a kid, played a friendly match here. And that day, the first day was a dream come true, and at the end of the day, it ended in tears.
Let's look at Kenneth Omeruo. From what you've told me briefly now, it means that you've always been a fan of the Super Eagles.
Yes. My mom has always said to us, that his children will wear that jersey for the national team, and it's something like, especially my elder brother never believed that, but at the end of the day we did. And I know how many times I've come to the stadium without tickets, get injured, jump in the fence, get flogged by soldiers, so now it's really an honor to play for this.
It means that invariably, if there were critics, if there were fans, if there were the die-hard fans of the Super Eagles, you can cut across these 3 categories.
Yes, definitely.
It means that while you were a fan, you could feel the joy of the Super Eagles winning.
Yes.
You could also feel the pain of the Super Eagles losing the match.
Yes.
Share this experience with us.
Yeah, most times before we come into the stadium, we always hear, because before they finally let people who don't have tickets in, the match must have gone far. So with every celebration, I know how I feel inside, and I support, come, and whenever we win, it's a long way home, but we walk, we rejoice, we sing. So this is the reason why most times when we lose, it pains me a lot, because I know what Nigerians are feeling. I know the passion they have for the game.
And if you are in a squad of the Super Eagles and that squad is being accused of lacking passion, how do you feel?
I feel sad because for me, I know what we do every day. I know the routine. I know how you have to wake up, eat, train. Even when you don't feel good, you still have to train. And I know how much effort each and every one of the players put in, to make sure we win. and we'll get to that stage where we'll be unbeatable. But I think we still need to work harder.
How fulfilling is it wearing the green-white jersey?
It's a great feeling. It's everything, for a footballer, especially myself. Going back there, one thing they always say, he plays for the national team. That always gives you an edge over other players, from other countries.
So let's look at those happy moments as a player of the national team. Let me make it open. As a player of the national, team, what were those very exciting moments you will never want to forget?
I would say the moment we won the Nations Cup
In South Africa.
In South Africa, and also the first game in the World Cup
In Brazil.
in Brazil. Yes.
And your saddest period? You feel
The game against South Africa last 2 years.
2 years back?
Yes. Yes.
That was 2015 Nations Cup.
2015 when we didn't go to the Nations Cup. That was the saddest.
So let's progress. Currently, it's another rebuilding, process in the Super Eagles, and the first match going to the Nations Cup was against South Africa. It ended the Super Eagles losing. How did the players take it? And particularly, you were not fielded on that day. How did you take it?
Sad, I was on the bench, and always by every chance we miss, it's like, come on, from the start of the game, I thought we were winning the game because we started really good. And but at the end, everyone was sad. It was so sad, and the manager had to try to cheer us up. Like, we have to forget this game as quickly as possible and progress, focus on the next game against Cameroon, because I know the fans will be more sad, but we cannot have that same feeling, because for us we need to forget it as quick as possible to focus on the next game. And it actually ruined our holidays because no one wanted to go out, and it was like, after this game it's vacation, but for us it was sad, and everyone had to just leave, go to their various homes.
Why should Nigeria, the Super Eagles particularly, be afraid of the indomitable Lions of Cameroon? Because we saw the Cameroonians play at the Confederations Cup. Out of maximum 9 points, they were only able to churn in 1 point. They lost 2 games, drew 1. And their next opponent in terms of competitive football will be the Super Eagles. It's like everybody is having butterflies in their stomach. Plus, yours sincerely, why should I be scared that Cameroon are coming to Nigeria and we are scared?
I don't think you should be scared, because one, like I always say, they've played more games than us.
Yep.
They played in the Nations Cup and won it, and they played also in the Confederation Cup. So obviously they've had more time together playing as a team than we have. But I think we also have an advantage because we've watched them, and we have. I'm sure we'll get videos to analyze, before the game. And for this reason, I think we have confidence that we'll win.
How confident are the Super Eagles?
We're very confident, and for the fact that we lost our last game, it's something that we wouldn't want to experience again in the next game. We have to clean that as quick as possible.
Pundits would say it's like the promised land. This time it's Russia. 2 games, 6 points. 2 games for Cameroon, 2 points. 4 points adrift. Can you protect that 4 points going forward?
Yes, we have to. We have to try as much as possible to protect it, because, like you said, the promised land is just across. If we could get 4 points or 6 points, I think it would go a long way for us.
What is the mentality of the average Super Eagles player? When that team is being accused of lacking passion, do you discuss this? Does it get to you?
Yeah, it does. It does a lot. But like I always say, when I lose match, it's better for me not to go to the social media, not to go to Twitter, because then you feel more bad. You know, you have to think and try. It will affect you 1 to days. The difference between playing for the national team and your club side is you can lose a match, an away match. It's fine. You have 18 games, 20-something games more to play. But here it's just one game in a long time. So we always want to win, because it's the chances of coming back is not as it is playing back in your club side.
Averagely, for a player of the national team, are there preference, individually, to say, I'll prefer to work with a white manager, I'll prefer to work with a black manager, or is it just a question that you prefer to work with a manager that is professional?
Yeah, I think working with a manager that is professional, because there is no preference for me. Once the manager is good, everything is good. You have to respect your job. You have to do your own job and let the manager do his job.
Are you still a Chelsea player?
Yes, I am, and I'll be going back on Tuesday to resume pre-season.
Why has Kenneth Omeruo not been able to tie down a permanent shirt at Chelsea?
The opportunity has not come. I've not been given that chance to play any game.
You've not proven yourself?
I wouldn't say that, because if it's by proving myself, I've done that. I know when the chance was there for me was after the Confederation Cup, because the playing in Holland was amazing. The Nation Cup was fantastic. Confederation Cup, unfortunately, I got injured on my shoulder. I was already picked to go pre-season and everything, but then I had to do a surgery and I was out for 4 months. So this was a setback for me, and I'm still trying to come back from that.